We probably ought to get started.
Yeah, you're the one that's got to do the intro. I don't know what you do. Been a hot minute since I've listened.
That makes me feel good.
Don't make me.
More cowbell, Cootie Bug. What's going on, guys? Clayton Welbo back with another episode. Let's Get Well podcast. I don't know what episode this is. I don't know if it's going to be added to another one. We'll figure it the fuck out as we go. This is a special episode for season 3 because this will be the first guest that I've had on since season 3, and we wanted to give you guys a little update as to all the bullshit that's been going on in our lives. Please welcome my wife, Kristen.
Whoop whoop.
What's happening?
Not much. Was I the first guest on the podcast ever?
Probably.
Or was it Stevens?
I think it was Stevens because I still had the boom mics.
Yeah. Well, I think I'm like when you started it back at the old house.
Yeah.
Like I remember sitting on the bed late at night one night and you making me podcast with you.
I don't know. I'll have to look.
I think you got me Taco Bell for that. I feel like you bribed me somehow.
Bribes work.
Yeah.
So our original thought was to update you guys on all the wedding stuff. And every time we keep talking about doing this podcast, we keep going further and further back as to what we want to talk about. So we'll just do a whole life update, I suppose. But do we want to start with like the way back?
I don't know. Where do you want to start? I don't know. I was just thinking like before we started, like,
yeah.
How long have you been doing this podcast? Like
3 seasons. So
3 years,
3 years, 4 years, maybe.
Yeah. That's like our whole relationship. You started it, I think, soon after we started dating. Because I remember being like, yeah, you should do it. And your brother was like, no, it's a horrible idea. Don't do it. No, don't listen. And I was like,
because you made the comment that I should do OnlyFans if it didn't pan out.
Oh, yeah.
You said you take the pictures.
Yeah, I did say that. But I just think it's crazy to see where it's gone and where we've gone over the time. You know what I mean?
It's a lot.
Yeah. And next year we can do a podcast about the cruise. Maybe we can do a podcast on the cruise.
On the cruise.
While drunk.
Oh. I make bad decisions when I'm drunk.
Yeah.
I wouldn't say bad decisions. I married you.
You weren't drunk.
Oh, yeah. I was drunk, Linda.
But you weren't drunk. It's not like it was Vegas. The first day you met me, we went and got married.
Oh, no. But I'm talking like at the wedding. We will get to that point,
because you bitches drank all of the strawberry lemonade before I could even walk down the fucking aisle.
Okay, let's wait. We'll get there.
I'm still mad about it.
We have to get there. So you had mentioned too, I just now remember this. You mentioned that you wanted to talk about, I think the first podcast mention was with Stevens. I did the podcast with Stevens. Mm-hmm. But the first episode that you made an appearance on was the water park where we all went together and went to Zambezi Bay together.
And it was for my birthday. So I remember sitting there talking about that. And then I think we talked about like relationship stuff.
Maybe. Like it's hard to remember back that far.
But it's just crazy to see how far things have changed and grown and just different.
Yeah.
Crazy to think
We need to go back to Zambezi Bay.
Yeah.
I'm looking forward to our cruise. Now that you talked about it, it's all I can think about.
I know. I'm really excited.
Because it's not a lazy river, but we're just drinking.
We're going to be on a boat. We're going to go see a Mayan ruin. Like,
I'm going to smoke Honduran cigars.
I was told that I have to bring back tequila from Mexico.
You know what that means? We need to talk about the whole checked baggage versus fucking carry-on baggage controversy too. Yeah. But there was that one. I guess as far back as I can remember, kind of wedding wise, I can still remember when I first told anybody out loud that I was wanting to marry you was when I told Corey and Sam when we went to a ride out to Quaker City. Mm-hmm. We kind of rode around for a little bit. We grabbed subs at the new sub shop at Seneca Lake, and we were all kind of sitting down. I'm like, come on, fuck it. I'm just going to spill beans on this. And then I did.
Yeah.
And that was the day that I asked Corey to officiate. And little did I know how great it was going to be.
Yeah, he did amazing. I was thinking about that earlier because my sister got us a digital picture frame. So we just have pictures on there. My sister's uploaded pictures. We sent it over to Camden. They've uploaded pictures. But we have our Shrek and Fiona picture with Jonathan and Bailey on there. And I was like, I looked at it and I was like, hey, he knew that, like, he knew when he dressed up for Shrek, he wanted to marry me.
Yep.
And like, that's what just went through my mind of like, that's probably why he said, yeah, you can paint me green. Like, that's okay. Because didn't you show people the ring and stuff?
I showed people pictures of the ring, but Jonathan and Bailey, I took them with me to go pick out the ring. I know I've talked about all this before in podcasts, but we're just kind of, like I said, just the update. But yeah, I took them with me. I don't think you've ever said on the podcast what you think of the ring.
I love the ring. I think it's very beautiful.
Except that you think it should be different.
I love the ring. But if I were to pick out a ring, I would have picked something out just a little bit different.
Which isn't what you told me you wanted.
I don't know about that.
I took notes, and I remember exactly what you told me that you wanted. But you
no longer have the proof, so it doesn't hold up in court.
Because I deleted the notes forever ago when I bought the ring. Then that doesn't hold up.
But you hit the braided aspect. But my thing is, I just wanted one big... Like, if I ideally were to, like, pick something out, I just wanted one big diamond. But I love what I have, and I'm not going to change it.
Somebody's breaking into the house.
So I'm not saying you did a bad job. I love my ring. I love the fact that you got with my sister and Jonathan and Bailey, and you picked it out all by yourself. And it was a complete surprise to me. I had no idea. And it really just shocked me that you did that.
I'm not a good one with holding secrets, so that was pretty impressive for me.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was a good time. I walked in the store like, holy shit. Like, luckily I was smart and knew about I needed more than one ring, because I know a lot of people have said, did you know you needed more than one? I'm like, well, I knew I needed more than one, so I bought like the package deal.
Yeah.
I didn't get 3, but I got 2.
Yeah.
But I remember looking at the price tags, and the first thing your sister said was, Clayton, don't look at the price tags. We will work something out together.
Mm-hmm.
Which I couldn't be more thankful for, because like I said, I was stressing out about it and knew what I wanted at the time, but like, Jesus Christ.
Yeah. I'm still really impressed with you that you did all that behind my back and didn't give me any inkling.
Nope.
Whatsoever. The only thing that, like, I didn't even think, we were just having conversation. We were driving somewhere. Was it for Christmas, I think? I think we were going to your mom's.
Yep. So that was
And I was like, oh, this person got engaged. This person got engaged. And so we got to talk about it. Like, not us getting engaged, but like...
No. We were on our way to Talakepake. I remember this day like it was yesterday. Because you were scrolling through Facebook and you're like, oh, this person got engaged. Hey, look, this person got engaged. I'm like, yeah, that's a really weird time of year, isn't it? And you're like, no, it's pretty common for people to get engaged this time of year. And the whole time at dinner, just to help ease my fucking, like, because I knew in a couple of days I was going to propose to you. Yeah. I knew that. So I was just trying to be like, well, what do you think about people getting engaged around Christmas time? Or like, isn't it? Because remember, we started talking about what we would want in a family around that time again, too. We were picking that conversation back up at least I remember that at Talakepake.
I have the worst memory.
But yeah, we were talking about like what our lives would look like.
Oh, yeah, our 5-year plan.
Yep.
Yeah.
I knew damn well I was going to propose to you in like a couple of days. So, and you had no clue. So
yeah, I had no idea. So very impressed with you.
So leading up to the wedding, this last episode that I just did, or the one at least prior to the wedding, I talked about venues. And like, I remember us struggling to look for venues because they're so expensive.
Yeah. Like, I looked at Seneca Lake, their like venue that they have, and they wanted $5,000 for the weekend. But that includes the tables, the chairs. I'm pretty sure that you order food from their menu. Everything's set up for you. They set the chairs, which ideally, if you think about all the work that we had to do, it's kind of worth it in that way. There's a lot less stress.
Yes.
But I didn't want to pay that much.
No, I wouldn't have wanted to either. And even the stress that we went through, even though it was a lot, it was still well worth everything, and everything worked out.
Yeah. And like, we did have issues that popped up and stuff like that. But I feel like leading up to the wedding, I was very stressed. I was like, I don't know how this is going to work out. I feel like there's going to be bumps in the road.
Oh, we're talking about that too.
You know, all of those things. And then now, like, thinking about our wedding day, I'm like, oh, it was super, like, it was honestly peaceful. Like, it wasn't hectic like what I was thinking, because I always anticipate the worst thing. So I'm really grateful that everything worked out. And now I can laugh about the tables and dealing with them, you know, not want to cry like I did when you initially told me.
So we picked the venue. We'd been there a couple of times. We pressure washed, we cleaned. We both really loved it. I talked about it again in the episode before the wedding about the table situation that had happened. And I remember getting that phone call from the number I didn't recognize. I picked it up and I heard the news about them not having the 10-foot tables. And the first thought was, man, I've got to break this to you, and it is not going to be good. So I could hear it in your voice. But what were your thoughts when I told you, hey, listen, 10-foot tables are out. They have none, but they can get us as many 8-footers as we need.
Well, I was really frustrated because the day before we rented most of our wedding decor and like the tablecloths and stuff. And I had went the day before and finalized everything. And we were going to have 10-foot tables. So like everything was good to go. And then the next day at 4:30 in the afternoon, 4 days before they were supposed to freaking deliver, they call and say, hey, we don't have that. And I just remember being like, what the actual fuck? Like now I have to call my decor lady and be like, hey, actually this thing happened and I look like an idiot. And luckily she was super wonderful and she was able to get the tablecloths switched out and add more decor and everything like that. But I think the thing that made me most frustrated is you had called me and told me this, and I was trying to cook KFC bowls for dinner. And my dumbass was trying to make fucking gravy and I wasn't paying attention because we have the big old bottle and I only need to put like 3 tablespoons of like gravy powder in the water. And I put a third of a cup. It was so thick and gross. I was like, what do I do? Do I just add more water or do I start over? And I was so mad. And then that's when I really started crying because I was like, the gravy, the tables. But I was like, I know it's not the end of the world. I know it's going to be fine. It was just a lot in the moment.
And that, I hated to do it to you because it's not something that I could have kept from you and just been like, hey, we're going to figure this out.
Yeah.
Because like you said, the centerpieces, the decor.
Yeah.
And when I called that guy back the next day, I had already made up in my mind what I wanted and what we thought we could make the 8-foot tables work. Yeah. It wasn't that big a deal, but it was just the inconvenience of you having to call the lady back and get more decor and the extra cost that was going to be.
Yeah.
So we had talked about it. I knew what I had wanted to get out of them, and they didn't seem like they wanted to really work with us at first, but they definitely made it right. I will say that about the company that we did, even though it was unfortunate, the situation that we were in, it still worked out really good. They made it work for us.
Yeah.
And to be honest, I think if we would have had 10-foot tables, it might have been too much.
I feel like those 8-foot tables look very large to be 8 foot. They look bigger than 8 foot. But everything worked out perfectly. We had more tables than what we needed. We ended up only needing 12 instead of 13. We got them set up perfectly. It just worked out the way that it should have been. So, on Monday and Tuesday, I was really stressed about the wedding and thinking everything was going to be a disaster. But once Friday came around and Saturday, like it all just worked out. What was meant to be was meant to be, So, and I'm glad that they were willing to work with us and be understanding that like this is their mess up and they need to pay for it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I think the thing that made me like, if they would have called a week before, like the Friday before, probably wouldn't have had to flip out because I hadn't.
A couple weeks, you say Friday before, not saying Friday before the wedding, but a couple weeks ago before the wedding.
Yeah, like instead of the Monday before the wedding, like the week before that, like before I solidified all of the decor and stuff, because I could have just been like, oh, I just have to add this and I need these tablecloths. But like we also called like once a month since we've like set the reservation. So the fact for it just to like, whoop, there's an error in our system. Like, what do you mean? We've called like once a month since we did this, and now there's an issue the week of the wedding. Like, I think that was just like my big thing of like, how is this happening?
Yep. So on top of that, I dealt with tables and chairs. We got that situated. The next, I guess, bump in the road, which really I didn't feel like was, but I'll put it out there. The next bump in the road I felt like was the rocks. So do you want to I'll let you explain because this is your kind of thing.
Yeah.
But
so Clay's mom bought vases off of Facebook Marketplace for the wedding. And I needed to get marbles to put like our leaves and flowers that we were putting in it. So that way they would stay put. And I went to Dollar Tree and I bought Dollar Tree marbles, rocks. And I was like, "Oh, I should be able to do like half a bag in each vase." So I only got 7 bags. And then when I got home and I like was trying to do it, the vases were bigger than what I was thinking. So Clay was sitting next to me and I was like, "Do you think this will work?" And he's like, "Yeah, it'll be fine. It's not that big of a deal." And in that moment, I'm like, "Well, it feels like a big deal to me and it's not a big deal to you, but like I feel a certain type of way that this is a big deal." So I just kind of felt alone in that moment and really frustrated. And then I think I asked you to help put pictures in the picture frames or something. And
Which I was gladly, when you asked me to do that, I'm like, okay, cool. This is something that I can help with. I loaded up the vehicles with all that I could.
mhm,
There was a couple more things that needed loaded in the vehicles, but the way you positioned yourself in the mudroom, I couldn't get past you.
yeah.
So I was like, okay, no big deal. I'm not going to stress her out any more than what need be. I
Mhm,
will sit on the stairs and I will put the picture frames or pictures in the little table counter things, and I'll just do my thing.
mhm.
So I took my shoes off at the door, so that way I wasn't tracking through the house, and I sat on the stairs. Continue.
The way you took your shoes off. I feel like you should preference like I am very much of a vibe person. And in that moment, the way that you kicked your shoes off and the way they hit the wall and the way that you like abruptly stopped what you were doing to like help me made me feel like you were mad at me. So that coupled with the you not caring about the rocks, like it just stewed in my head and I was like, he doesn't care. Like, why should I care? And I was like, I know I'm making a big deal out of nothing. Like it's not that serious. And I would tell myself that. But then I'm like, you need to talk to him about it because you're having feelings and he's gonna be able to pick up on it. And you asked me like 3 or 4 times, "Are you okay? You seem a little upset." And I'm like, "No, I'm fine, just stressed." And then finally we talked about it and everything was
I just
fine.
didn't want you to stress about $1 bag of rocks
Yeah.
for the thing, which I mean, I'm glad somebody was able to get us more,
Mhm.
and then it did work out. Those flowers in there did not blow away.
Now I think, like even through the night they didn't blow away. So I really think the rocks helped. And I also think that if we didn't have the rocks, am fearful that the vases would have tipped over because it was pretty windy.
Yeah.
So I'm
We
glad
ended
that
up
we did.
taking a piece of tape and put it under the table number thing,
Mhm.
under the tablecloths and under the cheesecloths, just to kind of help keep the wind from
Yeah.
blowing them up and over. And I think that helped. That was
Yeah.
really good.
Yeah, somebody came in and told me that morning of that you guys were doing that.
So, okay, well, we got through that. Let's go to the walkthrough.
Oh,
So
Jesus.
the walkthrough went good.
Oh, are we gonna talk about setting the tables up through the walkthrough, or are we just gonna go straight through the walkthrough?
If you want to crack that open, we can.
I was so overwhelmed in that moment because
There was so much to do at the walkthrough,
yes.
which
Yeah.
it wasn't bad because we had so much help.
Yeah.
I will say this: your family and everybody turned out for the walkthrough. A lot of my family came in from town. I was expecting some of them, but not everyone that showed up.
Yeah.
So we had a bunch of hands to help.
We probably had close to 30 people.
Probably.
And we started putting up the tables and we were testing one way and people were coming up to, I think we should do the tables this way. I think you're going to get this. And then I was like, I don't know. Like
Yep.
we knew going into it that we were going to have to test different ways to see what would fit the best. So the first way we tried, it didn't work. So then we tried it one of the ways that somebody said something to me about, and it worked perfectly. So we only had to do it 2 times and it was great. But like in that moment, everyone just started grabbing chairs and tables and setting them up, and there wasn't enough room for everyone in all these chairs. And then there's somebody trying to wipe everything down, and I'm like, I'm just gonna stand here because they told me not to do anything so I don't break a nail. So I was like, well, we're just gonna chill.
The
And then
problem with that was, and it's like everybody says, there was way too many Chiefs and not enough
yeah,
Indians, which isn't a bad thing. But we got a bunch of tables and chairs out, and then somebody had mentioned, "Hey, let's maybe try to turn them a little bit." And I'm like, "Okay, yeah, I'm down for whatever. We just need
hmm
to fit X amount of tables underneath here."
hmm
And our dance floor wasn't big, but we did exactly what we said we were going to do. We
yeah,
just turned and moved some tables, and it
yeah, it
worked
was
out.
fine. Yeah,
But we got everything set up the way we needed. I wish I would have seen the line for people to go eat food to make sure. I think they had enough room right there
I think
to
so.
get through, but nobody ever said
Yeah, we were taking pictures when everyone was doing that, so I
an
don't think
ass
it went
load of
bad.
pictures, by the way. We took
Yeah.
so many
Hey,
pictures.
we paid good money for her.
I know, but I've never smiled so much in my life.
Yeah,
I felt like the kid at the fucking Walmart getting our pictures taken. I mean, it was a lot better than that. Don't get me wrong,
yeah.
but just so many pictures.
Yeah.
But I'm glad we were able to capture the moment with everybody and just us too.
Absolutely.
But
yeah, and I think one thing that like I didn't think about when you have an outside venue, especially if you're having it like in May when like there's dew or rain and wind, like we couldn't set everything up the night before like I was anticipating. Because I was like, oh, we can set everything up the night before and then tomorrow will be easy. And then it's like, well, we actually can't do that because so many stuff will blow away or it'll all be wet in the morning. So we ended up having to set a lot of stuff up morning up. And I think that added a level of stress as well because I knew that would kind of go on your shoulders and I felt bad about it.
So before we get into day of, I want to keep going with the setup and the walkthrough. Walkthrough went well.
Can I pause you?
Yeah.
We just got our sneak peeks.
Do you want to do them now?
Yeah. Live reaction right here. We got 17.
Do you want to send them to me or what's it on?
I can text them to you or you can just come over here and look at my phone. She just sent them. She texted them to me.
Okay, hang on. This was great because it's Saturday and it was a week from the wedding. So
yeah. Ready?
Yeah.
Oh, that's nice.
Where's that at?
She did it on the wall.
Oh, the rocks. Okay.
Yeah. It's cute. Oh, she did a good job on those.
Wow.
Yeah. Oh. My shoe came untied.
Your shoes come untied the whole fucking time.
Yeah. Oh, that looks really cute.
Yes.
Yeah. Look at Cam. He looks so excited. That's cute.
This is a really good picture. Is it raining in that picture? Look at the ripples on the pond.
It might have
been sprinkling.
Yeah, because it did sprinkle on us at one point. That's cute. I like that one. Oh, look at that.
It looks so cute.
Oh, look
That's
at that.
a really good picture, too.
Yeah. Oh, that's going to make me cry. I don't like my face on that one.
I don't think it's bad. That's a good picture.
Oh, that's cute. Oh,
man. Now I'm going to cry.
I know.
That's good pictures.
Yeah, that's an amazing sneak peek.
Oh, I was just bitching about the pictures and they come back really good.
Yeah, I think they're really good. I think some of them are still just downloading, so they're a little blurry because I think they're.
If you save them to your camera roll, do they get better?
That's what I'm gonna do.
Yeah. Because I told Corey and all those guys I wanted to send them those pictures.
Yeah, I'm gonna work on thank you letters this week to mail out, and I'm gonna put like, hey, your pictures will message you the pictures once they come in.
Yeah.
Because we got pictures with everyone.
Yep.
I think the only people that we didn't get pictures with were the Warthog old ladies.
I know.
So I'm kicking myself for not doing that. I didn't think about it in the moment.
Hopefully Rendezvous. I mean, it sucks that we're not going to have it at the wedding, but hopefully at Rendezvous we'll bring that up. Maybe get a picture of the old ladies at Vu.
Oh, yeah.
I just wish we could have got it at the wedding, but does she have an Android or an iPhone?
I think she has an iPhone.
Oh, okay. Then they shouldn't be real blurry.
I don't know. Like afar, they're not blurry, but like.
Well, I'll tell you what. Our engagement pictures didn't come back blurry.
No.
So.
And did we get a sneak peek for those?
I don't think so.
Oh, she sent some more. Or she resent them. She sent them as a text message? Oh, no, she's texting. I'll let you know what she says.
Okay.
You can figure that out.
Walkthrough went good.
Mm-hmm.
You were staying at Grandma Connie's with Buddy,
Buddy
and Mom.
Yep.
I brought Joey home.
Yeah.
So those who don't know Joey is my brother, my stepbrother, technically, kind of.
Mm-hmm.
So it'd be my mom's boyfriend's son. He's 9. I thought it would be cool to have a dude's night. We would drink beers or root beers and just kind of kick it here. So we came home. He wanted to play video games. He got on YouTube, and I didn't want him to sign into my or your YouTube because I knew it would fuck the algorithm up.
Yeah.
So I signed him in as a guest, and I left him at his leisure for YouTube. I'm like, it's fine. Let him do what he wants.
Yeah.
Number one thing searched. First thing he searched up was Michael Jackson. And he was listening to Michael Jackson tunes. I was like, hey, good for you, buddy, if that's what you want.
Yeah.
But he watched YouTube. We ate a little bit of leftover pizza. You and Buddy came over. You took a shower. We were just chilling. You and Buddy went to leave.
Yeah.
And I walked outside to follow you guys out, and Buddy had a flat tire.
Yeah, flat.
And I was like, man, this sucks.
Yeah.
So you guys took your car. I grabbed Joey and said, hey, let's go grab the compressor from Uncle Nam's house.
Uh-huh.
Or I wouldn't be Uncle Nam, it'd be just Nam, but
Yeah.
So he's like, hey, you can leave me here at the house by myself. I'll be okay. And I'm like, buddy, you're coming with me. You are not starting this house on fire. Not while I'm not here.
Yeah.
So we went and we grabbed the compressor from Cam's, come back. I put air in the tire and you could immediately hear the air hissing back out.
Yeah.
So I was like, well, I'm going to go ahead and put the donut on. That way, that's one less thing we have to worry about tomorrow. Just get it done. So I pulled her car in the garage, jacked it up to put the donut on. I sent Joey back inside. Like, hey, go play with the puppies, do something, whatever. Ike came in and was playing on my Xbox, whatever. I don't know what his normal bedtime is. I don't know how much sugar his mom pumps through him. I don't know. But when I realized after I got done changing the tire and it was 10 o'clock, and I'm like, shit, he hasn't had a shower. I haven't had a shower. We need to get our shit together.
Yeah.
So I run inside, tell him to cut the video game off. I'm going to go turn the water on. He needs to get in the shower. Now, I'll preface this by saying I don't remember much about when I was 9 years old, but I'm sure I didn't do the greatest job at washing.
Yeah, your mom was telling us that you needed to make sure that he actually washed his hair because there's been multiple times that she goes and tells him to shower and he still has dry hair when he comes out of the shower.
So I told him that. I said, you make sure you wash your hair. And I even took my soap off like the top rack and I put it down on the side of the tub. I said, here's your soap. Here's your rag. Wash every part of your body and your hair. Don't forget your hair. He goes, okay. So while he was in the shower, I was getting things tidied up around here and was getting them all set out and ready for the wedding, which would have been tomorrow, but the wedding. And then I took his Nintendo Switch that he brought over. We actually have a docking station for the Nintendo Switch in our bedroom that we play with every once in a while. I took mine off the dock, put his on, got his little game set up because I thought, okay, when he gets out of the shower, he's going to be bored, because I need to shave and everything. So I told him, he gets out of the shower. I was like, let me smell your hair. I smelled his hair and it was clean, and I smelled the rag and it was clean. That was as far as I was going with him. I had to trust him the rest of the way because I wasn't going to,
Yeah.
I was just trusting it. So I said, okay, it is like probably 10:15 at this point or however long. I said, you've got 20 minutes of video games and we're going to bed. He's like, okay. I said, I plugged it in the bedroom. All you got to do is go play, buddy. I'll be back in a minute. Don't go nowhere. I get in the shower, shave, shower, do my thing, get out. Him and Goose are cuddled up in bed. Goose is already underneath the blanket. Joey's playing video games. I'm like, all right, buddy, I gave him an extra 10 minutes. It's probably around 10:30, 10:45-ish. Cut the video game off and out we were. And he slept like a rock. Yeah. Didn't move. So I was worried about how he would sleep. He did good. That morning, woke up and I thought, okay, I can't text her. I can't call her because I was like, fuck it. I'm just going to figure this out. We'll be fine. So we went to get our haircut. Joey was adamant. He did not, because I was joking with him the whole time, like, you need to get your haircut like Clay's. And for those who don't know, I'm bald. He said, no, I don't want my hair cut like Clay's. You look like Mr. Clean. That was all night long. He kept calling me Mr. Clean. So we get to the barber shop. The barber's cutting up my beard, getting everything nice and trimmed up. And Camden comes in, and Camden's dogging him about getting his hair cut like mine. And then Jonathan shows up. And I remember I'm leaned clear back in the chair. So I'm looking up at the ceiling. The barber's shaving my neck. And Joey from the corner of the barber shop just goes, okay, shave me like Clay. I started laughing. They started laughing. I'm like, Joey, Mama Shauna would kill me if you got a major haircut. I said, she told me like we could get your sides trimmed a little bit if you wanted, but that was it. So Joey went next. He got just a little comb over. Really, it wasn't anything special. That's another thing too I wanted to talk about. I wish I could have seen Joey walk down the aisle and what his face looked like and what he did, because I had my back turned, so I didn't get to see any of it.
That was such a hot mess.
So, okay, so I'll tell you, we'll get that too.
Yeah.
So we go to the barber shop. Let me put this in perspective for you. I had my appointment set for 9 and I showed up at 9. I was there till probably 10 o'clock bullshitting with the other guys. I had a Coors Light at 9:15 when I walked in the door. Because I'm like, well, fuck, might as well get this party started. Or I thought I'm going to ease into the day a little bit.
Yeah.
Once I got to Grandma Connie's after that, I wasn't drunk by the time the wedding happened, but I was keeping a buzz on. I was keeping alcohol kind of going through me. So that will put you into perspective of when it was 11 almost midnight when we left out of there.
Mm-hmm.
It was a long day.
Yeah.
But anyhow, I get Joey packed up. We go back to the house. We grab some extra firewood because we knew it was going to be cold that night. We were going to have a bonfire. I show up at the venue, and all the tables and chairs are set up.
Mm-hmm.
Everything was completely set up. I thought I was going to have to do all that.
Yeah. So, I guess I should give you. So the night before, we went back to your grandma's, and we were there, talking more about our road signs because that's been a very big controversial thing. And we decorated the vases, we steamed some dresses, steamed your shirt, got all those things. And then Buddy and I went to bed. And then the next morning, I wake up, everyone finally comes downstairs. Your mom got us bagels and donuts. And
I didn't get a single bagel or donut.
And I went over there, I got the first donut and the only cream filled one. And I was like, this is mine. And then your Aunt Ange was in and she said, hey, do you want to come out here and show me how the tables need set up and I can go ahead and start on them? And I was like, yeah. So we went out there and your mom came out there too. And we had all the tables, and then Lakin came out. We had all the tables done by like 10:15, 10:30, and everything was pretty much good to go with the decorations. The only thing I didn't like set up completely was our like sign-in table and the rocking chairs and stuff, because like, well, that'll go underneath the white tent and they can figure that stuff out. But that ended up being a different plan too. So we just got everything done. It didn't take long because I didn't have to really start getting my hair done until around noon, ish, 11:30 noon. So we had plenty of time. Maybe 11. I don't know. But I was the second person, and I think Lakin just started on her hair and stuff like that. So it all went really well. Went inside. I think you'd showed up at that point. There was one point when I was in the room getting ready. I was doing my makeup, and you were inside talking with everyone.
I never went downstairs. No. Oh. Because I knew you were down there. So I just said, I'm not going downstairs. If I need to go in the house, I'll go upstairs.
Okay.
Camden was downstairs a lot.
Yeah, he was.
But
someone had told me that you were out there.
No.
But so Angie helped a lot with that, and I'm really grateful for her, and your mom, and my mom helped a lot with me getting ready and stuff like that. But it was really a good time. Everyone just sat around having conversations, and it's very different from my family. Like my mom's an only child, so she doesn't have, I don't have aunts and uncles and cousins. And on the other side, like with my dad, they're all my sister's age or older. So growing up, I was the young kid until like my brother came along and stuff like that. So we don't have like a close family like that. So it was just nice to kind of like be incorporated into that. And I know that like it was a little overwhelming at times because there was a lot of people, and I'm like, where do I go? What do I need to do? But everyone was so nice, and it was wonderful. Except for your cousin got bit by one of the dogs the day of the wedding. Did you not know that?
I don't think so.
They were outside playing with Nova, and him and Joey were keeping the ball away from the dog, and Nova was over it, and she jumped up and like didn't leave marks, but like grabbed his side, and it scared the shit out of him, and he just bawled his eyes out. And Erica and Angie were like, well, now you know not to tease the dog. Don't do that.
Yeah.
So
valuable lesson learned there.
Yeah, but it went really well. I know we were supposed to do a pop-up tent to have more space next to the pavilion, but because of the wind, we decided not to do that.
Yeah, Matt had showed up at that point in time. I had mentioned the idea of putting the tent back up, and Jimmy was outside, and he's like, man, I just don't know. Like, it's still kind of windy.
Mm-hmm.
And I just made the split decision. The tables that we had under the pavilion were enough to seat everybody. The only table that we had outside of there was the sign-in board table. So I felt like everything went well there. We didn't need the tent, so I went ahead and tore the tent apart and put it into vehicles because I just didn't want it to be in the way.
Yeah.
So we went ahead and got that out of the way. Everything else went pretty smooth. There was a couple other things that I needed to do.
Okay, let's talk about the arch. So when we were getting stuff ready that morning, we went down to the arch to see if it
let's go back to the walkthrough.
Okay.
So the walkthrough, we had made like our own little aisle kind of with fabric and the little yard hooks.
Yeah.
So we made an aisle out of it, and we decided, let's count how many we have, and then we can figure out what we have.
Yeah.
Somehow, not a single person went against us when we counted the first time. We had 4 white and 3 green fabrics. Yeah. So we said the aisle was going to be white and the arch was going to be green.
No. We had
4 green, 3 white?
Yes. So the aisle was going to be green and the arch would be white.
Yeah, that makes sense.
And then later that night, we were rehanging them up because they were just shoved into a tote. So that way they wouldn't get all wrinkly. And I was like, we only have 3 and 3. So me and your mom and Lakin, we were like, okay, so we'll just do 2 white and 2 green on the aisleway, and then 1 white, 1 green on the arch, which I didn't think to communicate that. I forgot about it, to be honest with you. So I didn't tell you about that.
So we went to go set up the aisle and the arch because it was kind of in the middle of everything. So we waited till later to set it up.
Yeah, we didn't want the kids tripping over it or dogs going outside and pooping in the middle of the aisle because that's something they'd probably do.
So we get out there, and Rick is helping tremendously too, my mom's boyfriend.
Yes.
But I told him, I said, hey, listen, I have a picture. This is what we're going off of. Well, then when we started to look, we were like, well, hang on, we're miscounting fabrics here. And Rick was very, you're white, your fiance said this is what we're doing. Don't deviate from the plan. This is what we're doing. And I'm like, Rick, that's good and all, but like, we can't do it because we're out of the fabric. Like, we have 3 and 3 instead of 4 and 3, like we originally thought. So I'm just going to have to run with this. This is the way that we need to do it. And Rick's like, you think we should ask somebody? You think? And I'm like, it actually works out best because like, this is kind of the way we had it planned before we found out. So I pulled up the picture of what you and I had set it up like before, and we went off the picture. I told him it specifically, I said, when we hang the flowers up on the arch, don't make them look heart-shaped. Because I said, Kristen didn't like the little part where they heart-shaped in the middle.
Yeah.
So I made sure we did that. And then there was a bunch of greenery on our table.
Yeah.
But that was also never communicated to me that it was supposed to go on the arch, nor was it communicated how it was supposed to go.
Well, I told Angie, because we pulled it out, and I said, okay, this greenery is going to go on the arch. It's just supposed to, like, I wanted greenery on the side. Like, so the flowers were kind of at the top with the arch. So I kind of wanted the greenery going down the sides and just filling in a little bit more because the flowers didn't have a whole bunch of greenery. So I just wanted a little bit more. So when I got out there and I saw that they were just laying on our table, I was like, well, it doesn't matter. You know what I mean? Like, it's a tiny detail, you know? So I told Ange that, but things just didn't get communicated, which is fine. I remember when you guys started working on the arch, like my hair was done and I think my makeup was done. So I was just kind of like waiting around. And I kept looking out the window and you guys were just standing in the same spot, looking at the arch. Nothing had changed. And it just made me giggle.
It was funny because my Uncle Bob and Aunt Pam showed up kind of around the time we were putting things together. So they come down and they were trying to help too and get everything. So we were having to zip tie a bunch of stuff because the wind was a little bit much. The flowers that we needed to put in the aisleway, we couldn't figure out a good way to attach those. We didn't want to zip tie them because the zip ties looked funny. So like we just stuck them in the knot that we created.
Yeah.
And it did work. I don't think they blew away during the ceremony, so it worked out good.
I think they were there the next morning too.
Yeah. So. But everything went good. Everybody kept asking me like, hey, when are you going to get changed? Are you going to get ready? Like, when do we get ready? And I'm like, for the guys, it's simple. We're just throwing on what we're throwing on. Like, I don't want to get ready too early. So I waited to hem hauled around and I finally got dressed. People started kind of arriving at that point. I'm, hey, hi, how are you to everybody? Greeting people as they're coming through. The situation with Dad was a little difficult. He wasn't feeling good the morning of. He's had health issues for a while now. But we kind of knew ahead of time when he said he wasn't feeling good in the morning. We're like, okay, we're going to have to pivot and do something different with Dad, but we can make that work. We found a way to make it work, and I'm glad we were able to.
Absolutely.
We pulled the car that he was in like off to the side of the ceremony where he could still see down the aisle and everything that was going on. He said he had a great view of it, got some pictures. So I'm glad he was able to get some pictures.
I think Kim got a video and it was like a video of my sister walking down the aisle, and you could hear your dad say, "Oh, look, she's already crying." And she texted me and she goes, "I think Clay's dad saw that I was crying walking down the aisle." And that made me chuckle.
But
it turned out really good.
It did.
And they have like a very nice house and a downstairs. So like my grandpa got to come and sit inside and warm up, and the babies did too. So that was nice. I started getting dressed at like 3:30, I think. So my dress has buttons down the back of it. It zips halfway, and then there's probably like, I don't know, 30 buttons. And it took us 15 minutes. And it took Mom, Ashley, Lakin, and Serena to get me in it. And I bought a button hooker thing, and it didn't work.
Really?
Yeah, and I'm like, maybe I should have test run this before, like once I got it. Like I didn't think about that.
Yeah.
So once I got in, but then I was ready at like 3:50 or something like that. So we were just like standing around, and I was waiting for the photographer to come, and you know, we were all just talking and hanging out, but it was good. I think I started getting really nervous. I'm the type of person that like when I'm ready, I want to go. You know what I mean? You're the type of person that's like, if we're not 15 minutes early, we're late. So I'm like standing around like, oh, this thing's gonna start at 4:30. It's taking forever. I'm getting antsy. I'm getting nervous. I don't know what's gonna happen.
So of course I'm social butterflying with people as they're coming through. I'm shaking Warthog's hands because they're finally showing up. And then Russ, our DJ, looked at me and he goes, "Hey, we're getting close." Like I didn't realize it was 5 till.
Yeah.
And I'm like, "That's okay." I said, I'm looking around. I was like, "We're still kind of waiting on a couple people." And we said we were going to get started at 4:30. So I said, "Let's give it a couple more minutes. Let some people," because people are still filing up the driveway. I said, "Give us a couple more minutes. We'll let people file in. Then we'll let you make the announcement for people to grab a chair if they would like." Or I didn't pay that much. Oh yeah, I did. People grabbed a lot of chairs.
Yeah, there was a lot of people who took some chairs down.
Nobody fell out of their chair. The hillside wasn't that bad.
It did good. No, and it was funny because right before we went upstairs, I told your Aunt Ange we were going to go out the front door, and she's like, "Can I follow behind you and hold your dress so it doesn't get dirty?" And I was like, "Yeah, I guess that's fine." So she did that, and she's like, "Are we going to hold up any time for people to get here?" And I said, "No, we're starting this thing at 4:30. If people can't be timely, that's on them."
So at 4:30,
we were not on the same page.
No, at 4:30, Russ made the announcement for people to start grabbing chairs and going down. Yeah. So we're saying like, "Hey, well, see you in a minute. Yeah. Pick your chairs, whatever." God love crack pipe. We talked about this at the meeting. My brother Neff, he's hilarious, but he is one of those people, which makes no sense because he was in the military. So like you feel like he should be time. I know he's got kids.
I feel like when you have kids, your ability to be on time kind of goes out the window.
He claims he was 7 minutes early. There's no way he was. I told him, I said, Russ was making the announcement for people to sit down and you were coming up the driveway. And he was like, no, I was already at you saying hi when Russ made the announcement. I was like, okay, whatever. I said, I don't remember too much of it, but he did. He showed up. And then I remember like Russ made the announcement, people were filing chairs, and finally I was like, okay guys, like it's fucking showtime. And we all had our little like bros meeting before the wedding too. I don't know if you knew that or not, but
I figured because when I was peeking around on the porch, I saw you like hugging everywhere. And
yeah. Jonathan and Camden and I were all kind of together, and Camden's like, "This is it, man. Like it's about to go." I said, "I know." I said, "I'm super excited." I said, "Thank you guys for being here and being a part of it."
And that's the reason Brian started hollering at you to go, is because I knew that you were probably drunk, tipsy, if not drunk. And when you start drinking, you just want to talk the whole time.
I wasn't drunk at the ceremony. Like I could say I had a buzz on maybe, but like I was just kind of drinking casually.
Mm-hmm.
And after the ceremony, I drank a lot heavier, but I asked everybody at the meeting too, because I'm like, "Hey, like everything was perfect. Thanks for coming. Thanks for what you guys did." I said, "I hope that my drunk me didn't fucking turn you off of me." And everybody's like, no, like everything was cool. We still love you, whatever. I said, it was bad. I said, "I don't know if you guys puked or knew that I puked or not." And they're like, everybody was like unanimously like, "Oh yeah, we know you puked."
Lauren puked.
I didn't know Lauren puked.
Yeah.
Where'd she puke at?
I don't know. She said Owen was taking her to the car and she puked before she got in the car.
No shit.
And I was like, wow, homegirl really did get down with us.
They all knew. Yeah. I think they said that I told them. I don't remember that, but
yeah.
But no, we had our little bros meeting, and Corey, God love him, he did so great. He really did good. But he told me, he's like, hey, there's a couple things in here that you don't know about. So his introduction before we all got there, he didn't tell me about, which had me tearing up before I even started walking down the aisle. And I'm like, this motherfucker, like, this is it.
Do we know of anybody that recorded the ceremony?
I don't think so. I'm sure there are people that recorded the whole ceremony. But
I know Larry did.
Yeah, Larry took pictures and videos of everything.
I think it might have been Neff. It was a warthog that had an orange phone. I know that's not very descriptive.
Yeah.
But I think it might have been Neff. I think he was recording.
Okay.
But I would love to get the recording of that.
Yeah.
I don't know if Heather took one or not.
Somebody didn't we talk to about somebody?
I thought Heather was going to.
Okay.
But I don't know.
Yeah.
So we need to reach out about that. But yeah, that was kind of like a hiccup. And then Joey is very squirrel brained. He has ADHD. He sees a butterfly, he's going to go chase it. He's the kid that's playing baseball, chasing butterflies in the grass. So my sister told Joey, hey, you need to stay behind me, because he kept wanting to go to you. And we're like, no, you need to stay here with me. So he went after Ashley. So Ashley had said, you need to stay behind me. So when Ashley started walking, he went to start walking. I said, no, Joe, you need to come back here, because he was supposed to start walking on my song, and my song hadn't started yet. So we were waiting, and I don't know who it was, but somebody was over in the side and was like, Joey, you need to go. And I'm like, no, Joey, you need to listen to me. And Joey was just like really confused. And once my song switched, I was like, okay, you can go now. You go walk it to Corey. And he gave it to Corey. And then he turned around. He was going to walk back up the middle of the aisle. And your mom finally got him to come over. And he went over there. And then I gave Corey the head nod, and he turned around. What were your initial thoughts?
So I couldn't see Joey, because you told me I needed to turn around and not look until we had planned this out. Corey was going to give me the head nod, and then I would turn around and look at you right before you come down the aisle.
Yeah.
So out of the corner of my eye, I saw Joey, and he said, here you go, buddy. He handed him the case, the ring bearer case, which had my motorcycle club rings in it.
Yeah.
So I thought that was cool, because we weren't going to put anything in the case originally, but I didn't want him to open up the case and feel like it was empty. Like, he's 9, but at the same time, like, I feel like he would know.
Yeah.
So I was like, let me put my club rings in there. He can at least have something, and then I'll give the wedding rings to Camden.
Yeah.
So I saw him do that, and Corey, he didn't give it away, but Corey looked at me and he goes, she looks gorgeous. And I kind of smiled at that. And then instead of him giving me the head nod like he said he was going to, he looked at me and he said, you can look at your bride. And I turned around and looked, and then I fucking lost it.
Yeah.
You looked gorgeous. Like,
I felt really pretty. But what were your initial thoughts, feelings? I know you started tearing up.
Yeah. I'm hoping nobody got pictures of it, but you said the photographer definitely did. But
because she came out like to the side of you and took pictures of you, and then took pictures of me. But did you see the picture that Sherry took of me like crying walking down? Because I was like, Kristen, you gotta smile. You know, you can't smile and cry at the same time, because you look like you're in pain. So when you started crying, because you like wiped your face or something, and I was like, oh, he's crying. So then I wanted to start crying. So she got something, and I'm like, Jesus. But then I was like, you gotta smile. Like, she's taking pictures of you, you know? So
I thought you looked phenomenal. Like, you were extremely beautiful. I think the dress that you picked was, everybody kept telling me before the wedding, they're like, once you see the dress, you'll know that it was made for her.
Yeah.
Like, that was the one that was made for her specifically. And I truly believe that it was.
Yeah.
It was really
I loved that dress. I put it on immediately. I was like, this is the dress. And I don't know, it made me like feel emotional. We were standing in the basement, and Camden was waiting to get the ring back, because the photographer was there taking pictures of the ring and stuff. And he was like, can we get a picture? He's like, you look good, really good. And my sister chuckled and was like, just good, Chris. And I said, that's a really nice compliment from Camden. Like, Camden doesn't give me compliments, so I will take that.
Yeah.
And like anybody that came downstairs, like, oh my God, you look gorgeous. And like, I truly felt gorgeous. My hair looked amazing. So when I picked out my dress, I didn't show Clay anything, but I did tell him I didn't get a veil. I got something else. So in that conversation, he immediately, I don't know how, he thought I got a mask.
The mask that like covers like your nose, the bridge of your nose, and like the outside of your eyes. I'm like, man, I hope she didn't get like a thing of beer goggles or nothing, because that's just really weird. And I didn't think that would look good. So I asked her, I'm like, please tell me you didn't get a pair of fucking
Yeah,
beer
because
goggles.
I told him like 3 hours earlier, I'm like, I got something that's not a veil, and he sat on it for 3 hours and then was like, please tell me it's not a mask. And that made me chuckle. But I got a really pretty headband, and I think it really just made it.
Yeah.
I just didn't feel like the veil was for me.
Yep.
But I felt so good in the dress. I felt amazing with everything. That's probably the best I've ever felt about myself. And it just felt really good. I really enjoyed all of that.
So the wedding went off without a hitch. I think it went really well. We went directly over. We got pictures with my dad. We got pictures with your grandpa. Then after everybody walked back through, I told Cam that I was going to look back at him to see if he was crying or not as we were walking out, and I didn't because we kind of had other agendas and shit.
I saw him go like this.
Wiping the tear off his eye. I remember Cam then asked during the walkthrough, he's like, hey, do I have to hold Ashley's hand or do I have to escort her out? I said, yes, you're a fucking gentleman. Escort her off. Like, well, as you guys join up, like walk her out of the aisle. But then we did that. Then we got all the pictures with family. So many pictures with, I mean, your family probably took up 20% of the wedding.
I don't have a lot of family.
No, which is fine. My family and my work friends and stuff took up quite a bit of it. We had 90 people, included us. It was packed, but not like overpacked.
It didn't feel like 90 people. No. I'm like, it didn't feel like 90 to me because there were still a lot of open seats and stuff.
We got pictures with all the family, everything. We got our pictures done. I liked all the pictures. The one I'm looking forward to coming back the most is the picture of Camden fluffing your wedding dress up from the back because I told you it looked like you farted.
Yeah.
And your wedding dress poofed up.
You also really like me holding your
Yes, cut. When she asked if you could hold my cut, I asked one of the guys because I have it set as my phone background.
Uh-huh.
And I remember looking at the picture and somebody had asked, hey, like, what pictures do you have from the wedding? So I showed him and I was like, you need to see this picture of my new wife. He's like, yes, she looked good. And it's just you and you're holding my cut over your shoulder. I said, look, Duck, she's giving me the fuck me eyes. And you thought that was hilarious for some reason.
I just feel like that is so funny.
But it's set for my phone background and it is a good picture.
Yeah.
I'll just say that.
Yeah.
Are you planning a graduation party, wedding, birthday, family reunion, or a community event? Make it easy and make it fun with Fun and Done Party and Event Rentals. Servicing Noble and Guernsey County, Ohio, this family-owned local business has the essentials that you need for a successful event. They rent 8-foot tables. They rent 60-inch tables. They rent tablecloths for those tables. They rent chairs, pop-up canopies, coffee urns, even decorative backdrop arches with fabric options available. If you really want to keep guests entertained, check out their huge selection of yard games. From cornhole and giant Jenga to Giant Connect 4, LED pickleball, Tetris tumble, plastic axe throwing, ladder golf, washer toss, and so much more. They've got fun for all ages, and they're expanding their inventory all the time. Pickup is always free, and you can schedule delivery for an additional fee. Reach out today at 740-509-0517 via their Facebook page at Fun and Done Party and Event Rentals or email funanddonpartyrentals@gmail.com and make your next event fun and done the easy way. Looking for custom gifts, branded merch, or something completely one of a kind? Check out HBT Custom Creations. HBT Custom Creations specializes in high-quality UV DTF wraps and decals, a full-color, permanent, digital printing process that creates vibrant 3D effects designed for hard surfaces like glass, plastic, metal, and wood. No heat pressing, no cutting, no weeding, just clean, professional customization that lasts. They also offer 3D printed items, homemade ink pens turned on a lathe and made to order, fully customizable epoxy tumblers, ready-to-ship tumblers, custom wood items, and plenty more unique creations. Orders ship anywhere in the U.S. and Canada. You can shop anytime at hbtcustomcreations2019.myshopify.com, and you can also catch her on TikTok Lives at HBT Custom Creations every Saturday and Sunday, 10:30 Eastern Standard. To see products in real time, ask questions in the chat, and learn how to place your order today.
It was just overall an amazing time. Like, I'm a very emotional person. I cry every year on my birthday. I don't like when change happens, but like I think that's the most calm I've ever felt in a change. And like this, like our day-to-day life's not necessarily going to change, but like it is a new chapter in our relationship. And like this chapter is like through thick and thin, like through everything, no matter what, like you can't walk away. Like that's the way that I picture it. And it's like, I know there's going to be hard times. So like that gives me anxiety, but I'm like, I know you're the person that I want to go through that with. Like you're the person that's going to listen to me and support me and, you know, tell me to stop being a little bitch when I'm crying too much.
So got pictures of everybody, got pictures of us. We started feeding everybody. Everybody said the food was phenomenal.
Oh yeah.
Corey asked me I think it was yesterday. He was like, "Hey, who did the food again?" I forgot. I told him Dana Hill did the chickens.
You did amazing.
Mom and Grandma did the rest of it.
Yep.
Um,
your grandma's baked beans, man.
So good. I don't know how she does it.
I love them. I'm so glad we got some in the freezer.
So we did our dances.
Mm-hmm.
I held it together for your and I's dance.
So love our DJ, but on the rehearsal dinner, Russ came up to me and he wanted to verify. I'm assuming he wanted to talk to me because mostly the females keep in touch with that.
And I will say this in advance. I was the one that submitted the form with everything on it.
Yeah.
I was supposed to keep the first dance from you. It was supposed to be a surprise.
Which I already had a feeling that you were going to do Forever Amen.
Forever and Ever Amen.
Yep. Yeah, because you've sung that song to me multiple times.
Right.
So I had a feeling it was going to be that one.
Yeah.
But I was like, I'm not going to ruin it or any of that. And then the DJ went through and verified. And I hate, it made me feel a type of way I didn't think about telling him is he called Brian my dad and then called Jim my stepdad when they're both my stepdads. And I was like, ooh, I hope Jim didn't like that was just like a mix up. Like I didn't, you know what I mean? I didn't mean it that way. Like I thought he would say stepdad for each one.
Right.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So like that kind of made me feel away, but I was like, it's not that. It's one word.
And I didn't specify to Russ that was supposed to be a secret. I just put it in there. But
and he's like, well, just forget that happened. And I was like,
I told him like he was setting up his shit, and I'm like, I got a fucking bone to pick with you. He goes, what? I'm like, I guess you told her the song. He goes, you didn't tell me to not to. I just laughed. He was amazing though too.
He did phenomenal.
And he doesn't have a lot, but like,
no,
it was perfect.
Absolutely everything that we needed. And I feel like even if we had a bigger wedding and a nicer thing, like I still feel like he would do a great job.
He has more shit.
Bailey and I were talking last night and she goes, Russ, the reason Russ said, in all my years of DJing that I like blushed, she had requested a song from him. And it was something about like breaking it down. And she pointed at him and sung the words. And he got all red because of it. And that's what he said over the microphone. And I thought that was funny. But he was just he fit in, which I know you work with him and stuff.
Yeah, he fits. He has a lot fit in him. That's the thing with Russ is we joke with him really hard. He takes it well. He dishes it right back out. And that's why I wanted him as our DJ, because I knew like he's not going to be a DJ hiding off in the corner, not doing anything. Mm-hmm. He had a list of songs that he played. He would come over and drink with us for a little while.
Yeah.
Let the music play.
He signed our E.
Yes. Signed our sign-in board. I think I told him to though.
Yeah. It's just those little things. But like he was a really good dude. And you know, for a second I was worried about our photographer because like I could tell you guys were already like tipsy, bordering on drunk. And when the warthogs start drinking, sometimes they get a little rowdy and they say weird shit. And you guys started to say weird shit. And I'm like, she's probably gonna be traumatized from this wedding because it's like herding cats with you guys sometimes.
Let me remind you, during pictures, I kept getting fed Tito's lemonade.
Yeah.
And on like from that point on, it started to go downhill.
Yeah. Yeah. Back to it. You guys drank all of the strawberry lemonade before I could even get any.
2 gallons of strawberry lemonade.
Before the ceremony even started.
Yep.
And I asked you at one point, I think when you went to go get the warthogs, I was like, hey, can you bring me a drink back? Because I hadn't had a drink since like 4:00 and it was like fucking 5:30 and I was dying and we're smiling and running around and it's cold and no, you didn't bring it back. And I was like, that's fine. So
Did you get much Tito's and lemonade?
I think I had 2 cups of the blue, 3 cups of the blue.
Yeah.
Which I was trashed after the first one because the blue lemonade was way heavier than.
They say that, but babe, I couldn't tell you.
I don't know who made it, but it tasted strong.
I told Heather, I said, I mixed 2 gallons of lemonade to 1 gallon of Tito's.
Mm-hmm.
So I said, that's what the red was. And I said, it wasn't too bad.
Yeah.
So maybe Heather
the blue was a lot stronger.
Maybe Heather thought that we needed more.
Yeah.
But
and well, so we did our dances. I did my we danced together.
Yep.
I really enjoyed that moment with you. I tried not to like take it in too much because I knew that I would cry. But like it was just nice to kind of like talk midway about everything and where we were at. And then I did my dances with my stepdads and Brian was like, you know, I know he's got you, like him and his brothers and his sisters, like I know you're going to be safe with them. And Jim was just super proud of us and was just glad to be there. And it felt really good in those moments. Just to have those moments with them like midday, you know?
So then I did my dance with mom. It went as expected. I knew I was going to cry during it.
You guys picked a really good song.
She did. Actually, she gave me 3 and I told her this is the one we're going to do. And she said, you're going to make me cry on this one. And I said, I know. But I tried to do the same thing with her, like talk to her halfway through. Yeah. So that way it wasn't so much as like
intimate.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So we talked a little bit through it. And then the best part was, and I love Jonathan to death. He's my fucking dude. But he was tearing up through it. Uh-huh. And it was a point where me and mom were kind of tearing up too. So I pointed at Jonathan during the song and I'm like, look at this motherfucker right here. He's crying during our song. This is our time. And he's over here bawling his eyes out. So which made us laugh. And it was good to kind of break up the moment.
Yeah.
So our dances were over. Mm-hmm. We cut the cake.
Cake was phenomenal.
Yes.
Cake lady was amazing. We still have some of the cake in the fridge. I know our top tier is not going to taste as good in a year, but if it tastes at least halfway decent, like I will be stoked. The icing is perfect. It was just so good. Later in the night when I was really drunk, I went back to the cake and I was eating more out of it, but it was good. I enjoyed it.
Through the whole day, like trying to get all the stuff ready that I needed to get done. The cake lady showed up and I'm like, hey, here's the card. We got you a card. It's just a thank you card. Here's the money. And she told me she couldn't take it. And I didn't understand why. I'm like, no, you have to take this. This is what you're getting paid. I can't stick around here. I've got other shit to do. Here's the money.
Yeah.
So I'm assuming she did take it. And then she must have given it to Corey or Stu afterwards. We did not know this, but the club had all got together and said, hey, instead of everybody getting cards, why don't we all just pitch in and we'll pay for the cake?
Yeah.
Because the cake was made by an old lady from the club.
Yeah.
So we didn't know that at the time. Corey told us after the ceremony, hey, here's the money back. The club donated the cake and cupcakes to you guys, which I thought was amazing. They didn't have to do that at all.
Yeah.
But that was really cool of them that they showed up and did that. So I really want to thank the Cambridge Warthogs for that.
Absolutely.
So after the cake cutting, shit got real.
So Russ came to us and said, hey, I know you guys didn't want to do like a dollar dance.
So I had mentioned in the packet that I did that we would possibly do a dollar dash.
Okay.
I remember doing that now. I was not sober enough to remember doing that.
Because he came up to me and said, we're doing the dollar dash. And I was like, well, we don't really have to do that. Because like, to me, when I go to a wedding, I've never brought cash. Well, I guess now I need to bring cash to weddings.
Right.
So I chose Lakin because I would have chose my sister, but my sister has a baby and I didn't want her to like be running around doing God knows what with people she didn't know. Like my sister's not really that type of person. So I was like, I know Lakin can get down. So I chose Lakin.
I chose Corey. I was going to choose Camden is very lucky and Jonathan's very lucky too, because I thought you chose Lakin, which was one of your bridesmaids. I was going to choose either Jonathan or Camden, but I thought Corey did officiate it. He is my guy. Yeah. He was the person that I locked eyes with when Russ said, hey, I need you to pick me somebody to represent you. And I'm like, this guy represents me just as well as anybody else. So I picked him. So they all got up. There's music playing in the background.
Essentially, you have to like go around and people give you money to do a dare. So like Lakin went over to Richard, and Richard's like, "Here, I'll give you $10 if you take a shot of peach."
It wasn't just a shot. She had to
no,
take the
that was a
peach.
different one. She had to take a shot, and then somebody else paid her to eat the peach.
Oh, okay.
So she got doubled whammy. And then later in the night when we were dancing, she goes, "I think I'm tasting the peach now. I think it's hitting me."
So when I found out that that's what we needed to do, I unbuttoned Corey's dress shirt.
Yeah.
I was drunk. I was already feeling it at this point.
You were toasty.
So he had already had his cut opened. So I reached over and I started unbuttoning his buttons and then undid his belt and just let his belt hang there.
Yeah.
And I'm like, buddy, you got to go get this cash. Like, we need it for the honeymoon.
Yeah.
For our crew. Our cruise ain't going to pay for itself, pal. You go make that money.
Yeah.
So, of course, Corey started dancing on people, whatever, and then ventured his way to the back. I've got some pictures and some videos, but they're kind of blurry and they're not perfectly.
I got some videos.
It was hilarious.
Yeah.
The things that people were, Camden, like Corey had to, with his teeth, grab the money out of Camden's belt.
Yeah.
So, like, it was just hilarious.
One of your cousins paid Lakin $20 to give your grandma Alice a lap dance.
To give my grandma a lap dance.
And she walked over to your grandma and she's like, "I'm not giving you a lap dance." And Grandma Alice gave her money anyways. But I was like, if she would know the type of person that Grandma Alice is, she would have been fine.
So then they bring the money back and they're counting it.
Yeah.
And I noticed, and even Russ had said, like, this is going to get crazier.
Yeah.
Because a big group of people formed like at the back of the pavilion.
Yeah. So when you were noticing that and they were counting, Mom came over to me and said, "Hey, some of the people want to pay for Lakin and Corey to jump in the pond. They've got $200 per person for them to jump in." And I was like, "I don't know if they should do that. Like, that sounds really scary." And then Russ made that announcement of like, "Hey, we've got $350 for whoever wants to jump in the pond for like a dare for us or whatever." And it just kept going up because we were like, "Oh, I'll add 50 to that." Mom went to the car, made Brian get more money out so they could add to it.
Yep.
Brian was like, "I would have jumped in if nobody done it." I'm like, "You are not jumping in that pond, sir."
So, like I said, I was drunk and I was telling people, "Hey, you don't have to do this.
Yeah.
Don't do this. It's 40 degrees outside."
Yeah. Not talking with wind chill either.
Yes.
Like,
it was very cold.
Freaking cold.
So little did I know, I just got handed a wad of money and I stuck it in my cut.
Mm-hmm.
And then people kept giving me more and more, and I just kept stuffing it in my pocket. And they were looking for volunteers to do it. And Stevens and Poling, two people that have been on the podcast that I love tremendously, both volunteered and said they would do it together so they didn't have to do it alone.
Yeah.
And in 40-degree weather in a frozen-ass pond, they jumped in.
They're crazy.
Stripped down to their underwear and jumped in the pond.
Yeah.
I couldn't believe they did it, but they raised just shy of $1,000 for us. I couldn't believe it.
Absolutely.
But I that was hilarious. I couldn't believe that they did it.
It's something that like I will always remember. You know what I mean? Like, that's gonna be something we're gonna tell our kids. Like, you know, Uncle Steven and Uncle Jay, they jumped in a pond for your parents.
Yep.
They got married. Like, it's just one of those things that like, it's crazy.
And after that, as if the party hadn't started, the party started hard then.
Yeah. Bailey and Lauren moved a table and started dancing, and I started dancing because Lakin Camden gave Lakin $5 and said, "Hey, go over and tell Kristen to chug her drink and I'll give you $5." Well, they came over to me, my cup was already empty, and Lakin's like, "Her cup's already empty, so she doesn't need to drink." Well, Mom heard that and handed me her brand new fucking lemonade cup, and I sat there and I chugged it, and that's when I got drunk because I had only had like a fourth of a thing. Hadn't ate since breakfast. I had a donut and half of a bagel at 9:00 in the morning.
I hadn't eaten. I had 2 eggs the morning of.
So I was trashed. And then after everything was done and over with, we finally got to eat. Like you were over there talking with everyone because they jumped in the pond and stuff. And I was like, "You need to come eat. Like, I know you're just as more trash than I am." But like when you already start drinking and then you try to eat on top of it, and it wasn't like we had like pizza or something, that we had chicken and potatoes. It wasn't really anything that would like absorb it. So then it just made you feel real fucking heavy. I think I maybe took like 5 or 6 bites out of the chicken, but I did hustle some baked beans. They were really good.
But we partied. Jonathan bought me a cigar. he didn't know what cigars were good cigars, but he went down here to the local smoke shop and got Fat Bottom Betty's, which are one of my favorites. So he's like, I think they're good. I don't know. I said, buddy, you got a phenomenal pick.
Yeah.
But I said, somebody else gave me a cigar first, so I'm going to smoke it. And then if I have time, I'll smoke yours with you.
Yeah.
Corey got me a cigar that we're going to smoke in Cleveland together. So I was pounding cigars, pounding drinks.
Yeah, I thought you would get drunk enough to come dance, and you did not.
I wobbled
once.
I think.
You wobbled like the last verse of Wobble. But then the rest of the night you spent over there talking. But I was dancing. Landon was dancing. Your grandma was dancing. Landon did karaoke at one point, and I really thought whatever song he was singing, I thought it was like the recording of the song. And then I look over and I just see him behind the speakers, and I'm like, "Are you singing?" And he's like, "Yeah." And I'm like, I pull my phone out, and I've got like a drunk video of me dancing and him singing, and that was really funny. And then they did like Cotton Eye Joe, and he was going ham. I'm like, I never learned that dance. I'm not trying. But it was just so good. And Tasha was there and dancing too. And
Tasha was feeling it.
I know. She's like, I don't know how to dance. And I'm like, girl, just move your hips. And then she's like dropping it down low. And I'm like, well, you're really going to feel that in the morning. And we were all too old to be dropping it like that. But it really like was amazing. And then Jordan drove us home, thankfully.
Oh yeah. No way we could have drove ourselves.
But it honestly, like I wouldn't change it for the world. The only thing I would change is for it to be like 10 degrees hotter and the sun be out.
And I told everybody that too. I had asked people and I'm like, hey, what did you think? What could have been better? What could have, and it was unanimous that everybody said it went perfectly. It was perfect. If it was a little bit warmer, it would have been great. But I don't know if you know this guy that I work with also got married on the 2nd.
Yeah.
And there was a bunch of people from work that said, hey, we would have stopped by, but we were at so-and-so's wedding too. I was like, oh, it's okay. It ain't no big deal. I didn't even know that other guy was having a wedding. So.
There's this girl that I think she lives in Georgia or something. Her sister's like a food person and I watch her, and then I followed her because she like posted similar stuff. She got married on the same day that we did. And I knew some people that got married like the weekend before and stuff like that, but it honestly, like I'm very happy with it. I always thought weddings would be more stressful. Like it would be more chaotic, but I truly feel like everyone got along, and things went well. I definitely think it was definitely an adjustment because I don't have a large family like you. So like your family was there all weekend, which was really helpful, but also at the same time, like I don't know what to do with this many people. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But they were all amazing people.
It was good to see people intermingling with other people.
Yes.
I was worried because like people know who I am, but there was a lot of people in motorcycle cuts there too, but they're all brothers to me. Like these guys were people that I wanted there. And I kind of introduced some people to them, but like, I was like, are people going to intermingle with these scary looking fucking guys and girls, you know? And they seem like they did.
Yeah.
It seemed like everybody kind of got to talking, and
the speeches were amazing.
Yes. Camden's speech blew my really socks off.
Ashley made me cry with hers.
Yeah. Ashley cried which I knew Ashley's would be like that. Yes. There was no doubt in my mind that's what it was going to be.
Yeah. I didn't think she would cry. So like the thing is, my sister's gotten really soft since she's had a baby.
Yeah.
Like my sister's not a very emotional person. So like for her to be crying like that, it really surprised me. And like, just the fact that like she is so open and welcoming with our relationship, and you know, I think she treats you like a brother, you know what I mean? And I know nobody in my family has to worry about me with you, you know what I mean? They all know that like you're going to do whatever you need to keep me safe, and I think that's so important.
Camden had 5 pages of notes printed out.
He did.
They weren't full pages, but they were good. He told a couple funny stories about him and I, and then the one about you was hilarious.
I forgot that happened.
Do you want to talk about it?
Yeah. So I don't even think we had just started seeing each other, and I had come up. This is like the second time, I think, because I think the first time I came up to your house, he wasn't home. I think he was working. It might have been the first night that I stayed the night or something like that. And he came in and he just said, "So you're the chick fucking my brother. What do you say to that?" So I'm just like, yeah, that's me. Like, just being like, I guess that's what you say to that. And he told that story in front of everyone. And everyone laughed at it, but my family doesn't joke like that really. Like my
Yeah.
mom does sometimes, but like Ashley was like, I'm really glad that Poppy Larry wasn't there because he probably wouldn't have liked that. But it was just one of those things that like I forgot about until he reminded me. But it honestly was really good. And back to Corey, he did a phenomenal job.
Corey did a really good job for his first time ever officiating a wedding. It was something that just came out of left field. I asked him, I'm like, hey, listen, I want you to be a part of this wedding, but I've already got my groomsmen picked out. But I said, I still want you to be a part of it. And I told him that today. I said, Kristen even said, we have a memory of you that will last on forever.
He's literally on our marriage license.
Yep.
You know?
He was worried. He told me, he's like, hey, listen, I'm sorry. He said, but I do need to get a few in me before I start. He said, I'm more nervous than I think you guys are. And I was like, no, I get it, dude. I said, just be you. Everything's going to work out.
I could tell he was nervous at the rehearsal.
Yeah.
But he just did such a good job. I think the wind was causing some issues for him flipping through his pages. But I'm just so grateful for everyone that showed up. And so my stepdad made a wooden E, and that was our sign-in board. But we also got blank playing cards. So for those that don't know, Clay and I love playing games. Rummy is one of our favorites. So we just told people to like do whatever with the cards, like put a joke on it, give us advice, just sign your name, whatever.
I think you said that, but they were blank. There wasn't anything on them.
No, they were completely
the white
blank.
part was completely empty. People could draw on them. People could put things on them.
Heimdog left some very interesting.
Hilarious. I told him, I said, you won the card.
Yeah.
If there was a prize to win, you fucking won, buddy.
Yeah, he did really good. One of your cousins drew a portrait of us walking down the aisle. You do look a little like Sasquatch in the picture, but it honestly, it's good.
Yeah, it was a really good capture of the moment that she did.
Yes. And I think we got a whole deck of them. So I think we have at least 52 cards.
Yeah.
So we have one deck. We had bought 2 decks.
Yeah.
But like, it was just so cool to like look back and see what people wrote. Some people gave us advice. Some people just wrote congrats. I'm very happy with how everything turned out, and I'm grateful. But we need to get with Larry about his videos.
Yes, we need to get with Larry because he had his phone in his hand the whole time. And Grandma even said that he didn't know his phone took videos. So he was mostly just taking pictures, realized he was taking a video, and he's like, well, I'm just going to keep it going, and then just continued to video record everything. And
I am so grateful for Larry and your grandma for letting us use their property. Because it is beautiful. Every single person was like, it's amazing out here. Like, this is really pretty. Anybody that went inside their house was like, this is gorgeous.
Yes.
So I'm just really grateful that they like let us have that memory on their land.
Yep. Big thank yous to Connie and Larry. My mom, your mom.
Absolutely.
Just there's so many people to thank that the whole guest list could have been thanked for the things that they did.
Yeah, absolutely. Everyone was such a big help.
And the cleanup, like the lights come on at like 11:30. We were going to clean up, and everybody without question.
We had all the tables down.
Done. Yep. Yeah. They took tables down. They folded chairs up.
Yeah, it was really good. So we just had to like box everything up the next morning, which I think the longest part of our cleanup on Sunday was scrubbing the crock pots.
Yeah.
Which
we should have got crock pot liners. I don't know why we didn't think about it, but
future reference.
Yeah.
Crock pot liners. But
we have been going for an hour and a half.
I figured once we got talking, we wouldn't stop.
So I was just thinking about this, and I have the notes pulled up here. I'm going to put 2 new ad reads in this podcast. You're looking at me like you have no idea. And it's because I haven't told you yet. I'm going to do an ad read for Jonathan and Bailey's. I'm going to try to figure something out for
Fun and Done.
Yeah, Fun and Done. I don't think there's a lot. I mean, there are local people that listen to it, but why not get exposure out? Then I want to try to contact your mom and you can do a shout out for her, and those will be the 2 new ad reads.
Yeah.
For season 3 or the rest of season 3 and beyond. So
yeah,
I'm going to get with them and find out how people need to contact them and stuff. And I'll add those in here. And
I think you just drop mom's TikTok or her Facebook.
I didn't know. How does she get messages? Her website too?
Yeah, her website, or you can just message her on TikTok.
Okay.
Or
we can work on an ad read if you want to help me with an ad read. That'd be great.
Absolutely.
But we'll do that. But thank you guys so much for listening. This was a wonderful episode. I'm glad we got to debrief the wedding with you guys.
Mm-hmm.
Once again, I put it in the last episode. Even if you weren't at the wedding, please don't think that it wasn't because we didn't want you there. We were limited at 100 people. That's how many people we thought we, could seat in there.
Mm-hmm.
And like you said, it was packed, but it wasn't so crowded people couldn't move
but there
around.
Wasn't a lot of parking. There was a lot of things that we had to take into consideration, and I didn't want to invite too many people to where it felt overwhelming. So I do wish there were some people that we could have invited, but we really had to keep it like immediate family and immediate friends, which sucks. But
so, like I said, if you guys weren't there or weren't invited, please don't feel like it was something against you guys. It was just a personal thing where we had to keep it at our numbers. If you were there, we appreciate everybody that came. Mm-hmm. Everybody that said they were coming damn near did. Yeah. There was a couple people, I think, that didn't show, but I expected there to be more with the weather and everything. But everybody turned out. There wasn't people that left as early as I thought they were going to. People stayed for a good while. Yeah. But just a great experience. I'm so glad to have you in my life as my wife now. And I'm looking forward to the wife package and whatever that brings me, because I've now upgraded my services.
Get your laundry done. It doesn't mean I start mowing.
All right. Thank you guys so much for everything. Thank you, Kristen, for doing this with me.
Absolutely.
And until next time, you say,
stay wobbled.
That's it.